Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello, everyone. This is Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Lisa Eddy. She hails from San Francisco, and she's a master of many modalities in the healing arts world, encompassing primarily beauty and wellness. How are you doing today, Lisa?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. Great to have you here today. How was your morning kicked off so far?
So good. I did everything I intended to do this morning in my typical pillars of my morning regime.
And what are your pillars of your morning regime?
First, I journal.
Yeah.
And I read a little bit from a couple of special spiritual sacred books.
Yeah.
And I meditate and I work out.
Awesome.
On a perfect
That's
day.
a very busy morning. What time did you get started to get all that done before 9 a.m.?
Well, now that we're during this COVID period, I'm sleeping in a little bit later, but on a typical weekday, I would get up around 5 or 5:30.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
For you, that's good. So you're a woman of many talents. You are a skincare specialist, a Reiki healer, a massage therapist, a breathwork coach. What is a breathwork coach? Just for those
Yeah, I think a lot of people wouldn't know what that is. It's a spiritual healing modality. The breath is sort of what connects body and source or spirit, if you will. Mm-hmm. So I lead my clients into a particular breathing pattern that allows them to get into to tap into their own infinite wisdom. Okay. So it's a beautiful healing modality.
Sounds relaxing. It sounds awesome.
That too.
So how did you get into all this? I mean, that's a lot of hats you're wearing right there. So how did your journey start into the health and wellness and the beauty and all of that? How did it begin?
Yeah, I actually started through skincare, which was a very natural fit for me. Like okay. my besties and my sisters, when they realized I was going to aesthetic school, skincare school, oh yeah, this is a perfect fit for you. Because I was always that young girl, like doing the masks at home at a really early age, or the high school girl picking my boyfriend's back.
Picking your boy. All right.
And I think that, honestly, I've probably done this in many lifetimes, the whole beauty thing.
Yeah.
And from beauty, it really evolved. It's a really intimate process, doing facials, laying your hands on someone. And really, when an esthetician is sitting working on someone, their head, their crown chakra is lining up with our heart chakra.
Right.
And not many people touch you that closely, like your face, right? Yeah. That might be like your mom or your lover would touch your face, right? So it's a really sweet and deep connection. And the skin tells us so much. So as I began working in this process with people, I was uncovering like how this stuff was surfacing, whether it was rashes or acne or eczema or, whatever was coming up through the skin. There was an incredibly clear correlation between what we're putting in the body, what we're putting on the body, our thoughts, right? How we sleep. There's so many components. Our skin is the biggest organ and is a purging organ by design. So whatever's not coming out your pee, your poo, your sweat is going to come out your skin.
Yeah.
So that just led me into a deep, and I already had such a passion for nutrition, even at a very young age. And that really took me deeper into that journey of understanding the correlation here and, the spiritual piece, like I was saying, it's such a sacred, intimate, you're almost like a therapist often.
Right.
When you're working so closely with someone, the hairstylists who joke about them being therapists or a bartender. It's the same for an esthetician.
Yeah.
So estheticians are also therapists. And I say that joking, not joking, and not to disrespect the therapy world. I know that's a whole other realm. But I also did go on to, and that's why, learning this breathwork modality to really help people heal from the inside out. I want to help people shine from the inside out. And so that journey of that, the Reiki, the energy healing, as we're laying our hands on people to help them be the best, most beautiful version of themselves, encompasses so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you've got your latest addition to your resume is the Shine. Is it Shine On?
Shine on camera, yeah.
Shine on camera. Sure. So how did that whole thing come about? And how did you decide there's a need for this niche?
Good question.
Can you explain a bit about it to us?
Yeah. So, well, again, here we are during this COVID period where many of us are finding ourselves in front of the camera, whether it's on Zoom calls or, FaceTime with family or friends, or doing videos. So, as the face of our business, like me, I work with female entrepreneurs who, again, like I was talking about earlier, how when we're really encompassing and embodying all of who we are, we shine brighter. So I put my tools of the spiritual work, the physical work, the skin work to really help these women get in front of the camera and feel confident and let themselves shine.
Excellent. And how has that been going so far? How is how has it been received so far?
Really well.
Good.
I actually have a program, that I that women work with me, and it's a development. It's having been an entrepreneur for so many years, there's a lot to that piece that I love to give back to help women grow, so they can really serve and do what they came here to do. Yeah.
So why did you choose overall this industry to get into? What speaks to you about it? About
skin?
Yeah.
I being close to people.
Okay.
Being a touchy-feely person.
Yeah.
Loving beauty and aesthetics, period. And nutrition and like the whole thing just suits me. And also being an entrepreneur, my father was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I think that was also an easy fit for me. I was learning so much from him over the years that I didn't realize I was learning until later.
Awesome. How long have you been in business now?
I opened the doors to my first salon in October of 99. So over 20 years now. Yeah.
That is awesome. You've got serious staying power. That's for sure.
Yeah. It is actually a really big deal and something to celebrate because, not many businesses make it that long. And particularly in the beauty industry, it's easier to get started in the beauty industry, but it's not as easy to sustain a profitable long career.
Right. Now, I would imagine the beauty industry is quite competitive too. So what is it that you do that sets you apart from other companies in the same industry as you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think really all the different modalities. I'm the never-ending student and teacher. So constantly learning and exploring, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I be better?
Right.
How can I help others be better?
Yeah.
And encompassing all of who we are. I think that makes a difference. Like a lot of people will joke that it's multitasking with me. Like it's healing and therapy and beauty all in one.
Well, providing many options for your clients, right?
Yeah.
One-stop shopping with Lisa. You can get your nails done. You can get this done. You can
not the
your
nails.
Chakras aligned. You can
chakras aligned. Yes. Nothing stinky or toxic. No nails or hair.
Okay. All right. So I know through speaking with you previously that you're very big on. You're a very big advocate for self-love and body positivity and women's empowerment. Do you find that in the industry you're in, you also have to put on a bit of a therapist hat and help your clients deal with issues like that?
Yeah. And I think that's part of the beauty. I think that is part of the joy, is to really help people love themselves for who they are, who we are. I think that if we weren't so diverse, that would be quite boring. And we've had a really limited idea of what beauty looks like. And thank the goddess and the gods that is changing now. I think we're starting to embrace and expand, right?
Yeah.
What beauty is.
Absolutely, because there's this whole stereotypical look to beauty that the media portrays, or that the media says that women should look like and men should look like. And I think it's horrible that they've got this particular mold that they think, or that they're trying to say that women should fit into and men should fit into. This is how you need to look and feel good and to be successful and to be popular. And it's all bullshit. And it's
detrimental to our well-being.
It is. It is, because people are trying to, and this starts from a young age. Kids trying to seeing this and think, well, that's how I have to look. And I guess that all comes back around to the parents instilling into their children from a young age that no, that is so superficial. And that look is not what's normal. That is not normal to look that way.
Yeah, I think you're a dad, right? You have two girls. Yeah. I'm a mom to a daughter who's 10 today as we're recording.
Oh, happy birthday to Lisa's daughter.
And that's something I definitely work on with Eve. And I think that the way we really teach and lead best is by example.
Right.
So by me really loving myself and being really comfortable in my skin, that's how my daughter learns. That's how we teach others. And that's where the other work I was sharing with you about helping people really embody all of who they are and love themselves.
Right.
That's what I think makes people really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, the whole basis for everything starts with self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? And how can anyone if you don't love yourself, how can anyone else love you?
I think everything comes back to self-love and acceptance. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, in your opinion, do you think that the whole body positivity, I'm having a lot of trouble with that word, words today. Blah, blah, blah. I keep flubbing them. Do you
it's
think,
all good.
In your opinion, the whole body positivity and self-love movement has kind of been bastardized in the media and overused, overplayed, watered down? You think?
I think like
what it's really about?
I think like anything, what happens is somebody's going to capitalize it. Like somebody who's not really in alignment with it is going to use that for their marketing and be like, hey, we got to get behind this. We got to show that we give a shit to make their brand. Right. So I think that's going to happen. You know, there's always going to be, that aspect. And I think that it's also like the pendulum swings. So we've been really removed from, so we see, you know, from one side to the other to come into balance. And I think that we're coming into balance.
You think so?
I think there's a shift happening right now in so many levels, so many shifts happening. But the fact that we're starting to see people promote, you know, pictures of themselves, whether they're, you know, doing nude photos or they're doing, you know, they're burying their body in their bathing suit, or, you know, women are showing their stretch marks and they're, you know, they're saying, hey, this is me. Right. And that's being put out there, I think is a really important move in the right direction to get that balance.
We need to keep that movement going. And that's what I'm also trying to do with my boudoir photography is keep that movement going, and the body positivity and the self-love and the self-confidence. And this shift needs to keep happening, and it needs to swing completely the other way, because what's been going on is just horrible, I think.
I love that you said that. And, you know, I actually don't use filters on like videos or posts that I do on Instagram because this is me. I don't want to hide it. I want to show who I am and what I look like. And I'm kind of sick of all that. I'm sick of the phony. I mean, I'm like one of the realest people I know, period. Yeah. So it doesn't seem in alignment with me to do that. And I don't, you know, like a lot of these fake looks that we're doing, I think is really unhealthy. So that's something that is really important to me to not do.
I agree with you 100%. So speaking of all of this and women's empowerment, what does the word empowerment mean to you?
That's a good one. I think leading people back to their own autonomy, to their own knowing that they have control over their well-being, that they have the control, the power over their own life, that they are in charge, and building that up, like that self-esteem. Does that make sense? Does that sound like
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
So what do you think is your unique skill set or superpower, if you will, that's helped you become successful in your businesses?
Can I pick two?
Of course.
I'm highly intuitive, so I really trust my knowing and my intuition. I have incredible guides, and I've got grit. You know, like I've been through some shit in my life, like, and I know how to get through shit.
Yeah. That's important, especially being an entrepreneur. You have to know how to get through shit, and you have to know how to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and start again.
Yes. You know, what is it? Howes, the School of Greatness. Who is that guy? Lewis Howes.
Yes. Lewis Howes,
I love his interviews he does. He has this guy on there. Was it the Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Was recently speaking about two types of leaders. Did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I know who you're speaking of.
Yeah. So two types of leaders. There's war leaders and peace leaders. And entrepreneurs are often war leaders. Like, we know how to like pivot, thrive, survive, make shit happen, make those choices that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there are some people that are innately born with that in them, I think, but there are other people that I think have to learn that along the way. And I think I'm one of those people where I'm learning it as I go. But regardless, whether you're born with it or you learn it, you need to do it. You have to, as a business owner, you have to know how to make quick decisions and decide things on the drop of a hat. And could be going one way and you got to go another way. You got to zig and zag. You know what I mean?
Yes. And you know what? I love that you said that, because I was just thinking that we have to learn to make quick decisions as leaders, as business owners, as parents, and you have to get behind it 100%. Like, you know, not waver. Like, you just make that, and then, you know, then you make the next best choice. And then you know, just go like don't get ahead of yourself, like one foot in front of the other. Okay. What is the next best move? Right.
Well, I mean, we're going to make mistakes. We're human, and you have to learn as you go. You learn from your mistakes. As long as you can come away from something, say you learned about it, you learned something from it, then it's good. You know?
Then it's not a failure. I agree with you 100%. If you're learning, if you're growing, if you hopefully had some fun in the process, then it's a win.
That's right. Yeah, you're not failing. I mean, you have to. You're going to fail as an entrepreneur. You're going to make mistakes. Shit's going to happen. But as long as you keep trying and not give up, then that's half the battle. I think.
100%. 100%.
So, what gets you excited about owning your own business and being an entrepreneur? What excites you personally, Lisa?
So many things.
Okay, give me a few. Give me your top three.
Yeah. Freedom.
Freedom.
You know, freedom, and you know, that's like freedom in schedule, freedom in time, freedom in choice, right?
Yeah.
You know, the ability to be able to travel.
Yeah.
Flexibility, like, you know, like to be able to pivot, like all of a sudden, you know, and it's like, oh, you know what? Like, changing mind, like, I'm going to move in this direction instead. You're leading the ship, right?
Yeah.
And to make that course correction. And what else? I think that I like being the boss. Yeah, I'm a really good boss. I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull, you know?
Yeah.
Nose to the ground.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you have to be, right? You have to be as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What's one of the most frustrating things you find about being an entrepreneur?
Hard to shut off.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to overwork. For
sure. I would agree with that 100%.
And I think that people are seeing that now more than ever. Again, during this COVID period is when we're recording this, that, you know, while people are working from home, right? Yeah. And that overlap, I think the entrepreneur always has the business with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, very true. It is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also hard because when you're doing something that you absolutely love, it is hard to shut it off and stop, because you start performing a task and you get right into it. Like your head's down, you're working away, and before you know it, 3 hours have gone by and it doesn't even feel like it. It's like, where the hell did all the time go? But it's because you're so engrossed in what you're doing, because you love it so much that time just kind of falls away and you don't realize.
I am completely familiar with that. And again, loving what I do, being super passionate. Yeah. So I think that that's a huge learning curve for entrepreneurs.
And how do you deal with it though? How do you shut it off? Do you find you're able to? Because I find I'm not.
Well, I feel like I've gotten better and better over the years. And here I've also shifted my viewpoint a little bit, if you will. Like, work and play can kind of blend a little bit. Like, what is play? What is work? And again, if you're having fun, because sometimes when you relax and you're totally tapped in, that's when you get your juiciest nuggets of information of like a direction you might move in, right? Those hits that you get. So then it's like, okay, knowing, then I grab my phone and I'll speak into it, or, grab my journal and write that down.
Yeah.
So that I won't lose it and I'll revisit it later.
Right.
So I think it's like learning how to, I think accepting that that's a part of who we are as entrepreneurs, that you always are kind of on a little bit, and that having fun, like I think your attitude has to do with it, embracing it, right?
Yeah.
And then compartmentalizing, like, okay, I'll come back to that later.
Yeah. That's the key right there, is being able to say, okay, I've got that, I've written that down in my journal, or I've recorded that.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to say, okay, I'm going to come back to that later. I'm not going to deal with it now, because now is time for me, just for me, and to relax.
Yeah. And I think setting alarms sometimes I find really helpful, like an alarm.
Okay.
When I sit down for a project, like I'm allotting myself X amount of time. Yeah. One of my great mentors says that a project will take as long as you allow it to. So, right. So when we give ourselves that time limit, you'd be surprised how much you can get done in that time.
Very interesting. Are there any specific tools or books that have really helped you on your journey as an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm. So many. And, okay, so the guy up north, I can't think of his name right now, the E-Myth.
Okay.
You know that book?
I know the book. I can't remember who wrote it, but I know the book.
E-Myth, and then he went on to do the E-Myth Mastery, and I think he has the E-Myth for doctors or different trades. This was profound. I've always hired
Michael Gerber.
Yes, Gerber. I don't know why that should stick with me. Gerber's an easy name. Michael Gerber. Right. I actually not only read the book early on as an entrepreneur, because I hired coaches right out the gate, which I could not recommend enough.
Yeah.
I took a women's intensive leadership at the facility up here in NorCal, and it was just profound, really explaining the hats we wear as entrepreneurs, and how the E-Myth is the myth of us thinking we're going to gain freedom as an entrepreneur, instead totally overworking and wearing all these different hats, and just gives great clarity on how to succeed.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out. I've never read it. I've heard all about it, so I will definitely head out to my bookstore when we're able to, or I can always go to Amazon and grab it. So,
yeah, highly recommend.
What would you say is your biggest high or greatest win to date?
Well, a mom to say is like one of the biggest wins, like the level of love and the gift of the connection and being able to guide this beautiful being.
Yeah.
And I think really one of my biggest wins, I'd say, is being able to be myself, even when it means disappointing other people, being able to stand up for what I believe in and to go against the grain, and to even in the moment when someone isn't honoring or, it doesn't feel right, I'm really nailing that to really in that moment say, this doesn't feel right for me. And
that's
stopping
good. That's not easy to do.
I'm not in alignment with. I think that is a huge win.
Yeah, that's
nope.
easy to do for sure.
Yeah, that's where all my spiritual tools and development come in. Yeah. And important.
What profession other than the multiple hats you wear right now would you like to try?
Okay, if I weren't doing what I was doing, I would be a professional dancer.
Really? All right.
Yeah, that's my fantasy job.
Okay, cool. What is your favorite word?
It's an Italian word. I'll see if I say it right, and I'm going to jack it up. Allora. I don't know. It's just so beautiful. you know how the Italian language is like a sing-songy language?
Yeah.
So it's one of the words that they use to connect other words. It's like so anyway. Allora.
What is your favorite curse word?
The F word, duh. No.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's the best. Isn't it the best word? It's an adjective, it's a noun, it's a verb. Like it's all the things.
Yes.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Very versatile word.
Clearly. And you get your point across.
Absolutely. What sound or noise do you love?
So as I mentioned, I'm a dancer. I'm a samba dancer, I love dancing. I'm a samba dancer. So two things here. I love the sound of drumming and the beat of samba.
Yeah.
And the water, like the sound of a river flowing, is my absolute favorite.
Okay. Very relaxing, very calming.
Yeah, and powerful and healing at once.
Absolutely. What would you say is one of your favorite quotes?
Mary Oliver, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
I love that.
Right? Because it's so juicy. It's just like you just stop and go, yeah, what is
I love it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird are you?
I think I'm cool, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm weird.
Okay. So we'll say a resounding 1.
Yeah.
All right. What is a passion of yours that you rarely share with people, and why not?
Protecting and helping young women heal from abuse, whether it be, some sort of power over dominance, violence, sexual nature. Like I think there's a point where when women, young girls are like 12, 13, like to get to them, to be able to help them and guide them at that point is something that just lights me up.
Awesome.
So I'm starting to share it a little bit more. I'm starting to kind of align with this passion with my business these days, because I think it's really, really important.
Absolutely. Especially, it's hard. They don't have anywhere to turn. There's no resources, I guess, are limited, right?
Yeah.
So for them to be able to have somewhere to go, somewhere to turn, someone to talk to is key.
Yeah. And it's usually not the parents so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, I think part of that comes from fear on their own part of telling their parents, because they're scared of how they're going to react, or they're embarrassed, or whatever the case may be, right?
And you feel like your parents just don't understand you. Like if you remember being 12 or 13,
yeah,
like they don't know anything. Well, everything, right? So there's that whole disconnection where you're trying to find your own autonomy too. So it can be dangerous when something happens to children at this age, and sometimes it happens at home, right? So they can't turn to them. Their perpetrators are the people they should trust and love the most.
Yeah.
So then there's this disconnect because they're trying to find themselves. So yeah, it's a real tough age and time, I think.
Well, that's amazing what you're doing. I think it's very admirable. So good for you.
Thank you.
Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, who Lisa is?
Yeah. It sort of goes with what I mentioned above. I experienced domestic violence as a young girl. And I think that really, not I think, that shaped me incredibly to this is part of where my superpower of intuition came in, because I had to be hyper vigilant.
Right.
So that's where, this really like helped shape my character. And also, I was trying to be the caretaker. So that came in, which shows up in my work. And I ended up having to put, not that long ago, to have a boyfriend arrested who got violent with me. I was totally not tolerant. So I was able to completely break the chain and protect my daughter, which my mother wasn't able to do. So it's healing on so many levels. I protected myself. I stood up for myself. I protected my daughter.
Yeah.
And at that time, I knew that happened to break that chain and create that healing there. But 2 weeks later, I was driving in my car and all of a sudden I was like, why did this? Oh my gosh, I know why this happened. This happened so that I can help these young women heal and help them own their power and help them find their voice and help them go from hiding to shining. Because a lot of times really powerful women, leaders, have been through a ton of shit, and they're often hiding instead of shining because of these wounds, which is why I want to help the young girls at that pivotal point. Yeah.
It was like an awakening. So who did you turn to when this stuff happened to you? I mean, we were just talking about not having anyone to turn to and resources and whatnot.
So as a child, you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had an invisible friend, my twin sister. Not joking. I'm sure it was like, spirit source. I had a little like healing angel there with me, probably. And then I ended up in a really deeply loving relationship with probably one of the best relationships I've had in my life from the time I was 15 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
And we were each other's rocks. Like, we got each other through the crap that we both had to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming into, I think that's also what turned me to do a lot of this healing work, right?
Well, as they say, our experiences in life shape who we are, right?
Right. Absolutely. And so I think one of the best things we can do with our lives is, when we have learned how to get through something difficult, I think it's almost our job, our responsibility as humans to give back to then, when you learn how to help somebody not have to go through what you went through.
100%. Right? I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
What would you say? Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, so that's when you're winning. That's when you're really succeeding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to ask, what is the best advice you've ever received?
I think that it's about, just do you, be you, and it's so much harder to do than, it's so much easier to say it than to do it. So I think that's just such a rich nugget that I was telling you, I'm really coming into mastery and like learning how to stay in the moment, what feels right, what doesn't feel right, and learning how to really allow myself to be me. And the more you do it, the better you get,
Yeah. It sounds so simple when you say it, but it's really not. It's probably one of the most difficult things to do, because a lot of people don't even know who the hell they are.
It's a beautiful quote, and I don't know if I'm going to remember at this time right now, about being you.
We can come back to that. I'll move on. You think about it while we're continuing here.
Okay.
How would you define success? What does that word success mean to you, Lisa?
Success to me is happiness.
Okay.
Being able to give back, and to having freedom of time and an abundance of funds to do what you want to do.
Those are all good things. I like that.
Yeah.
Those equate to success I would say.
Yeah.
What was a turning point in your life, and how did it affect you?
What is a turning point in my life? I would say that at 27 is when I opened my first business. And that, I think, like parenting, entrepreneurship can be the fast track to spiritual growth and evolution if you let it be.
Yeah.
And so it was.
Okay. That's that. Did you think of that quote? Did it come back to you?
No, and I had written it because I remember I was saying that today is my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I write everything in notes on my phone, but then I have too much in there, right? The courage to be yourself, to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else, means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are.
That is awesome. I love that.
Right. That's E.E. Cummins. I actually wrote this. It's so fitting that this came up today because I forgot to write this on my daughter's birthday card, which is what I made this note on my phones to do. So I'm going to do that today now.
There you go. See? Serve two purposes. Kill two birds with one stone, right?
Or a nicer way of saying that is that we feed two birds with one stone.
Yes, there we go.
Right? Instead of
that
killing
sounds
things.
a bit better. Yes.
Because our words are so powerful, right?
Yep. Very true. Very true. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
That it really is all working out, like to milk every moment, to enjoy everything, to just say thank you. I'm learning this now. And she would have benefited as well, my 20-year-old, my 30-year-old, that it's just to say thank you no matter what is coming your way, that in knowing that there's gifts in this moment, there's gifts in this pain, there's gifts in this experience.
Look for the silver lining, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm always that person, but this to calm the angst,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's a lot of people in the world experiencing all of this right now, all the angst and all the frustration, but people still cannot see the silver lining in all this. And I know, believe me, I know just as well as anyone, this is a horrible time we're going through. Yeah. Everybody is going through their own personal horrible time with this, whether it be they've lost loved ones or they're frustrated because they can't get back to work. They've got bills to pay and this and that. Everybody has their thing, but you have to take the time and see the silver lining in it. There is good in this. Amidst most of the bad, there is good in this that's going on right now.
I couldn't agree more. This COVID lockdown period, I think, has offered so many nuggets. It's such a rich time, but yes, there couldn't really be joy without pain. There isn't really life without death. Like they're in this contrast. I think we're getting really, really clear about what we want. I think we had really lost the connection to what was important to us and had gotten away and we're not able to prioritize. And I think that this is a coming back to, I think a lot of things are falling away right now and people are reevaluating how they'll spend their time and knowing that what are you going to do with your one wild and precious life? Right?
Yeah.
How do you want to live? Yeah. Who do you want to be after COVID? This is a juicy, juicy time.
I just hope that when we do come out the other side of this, that people, if they have taken the time to see the silver lining and reflect and think about things and look at the whole picture and see that there is a lot more to living and life than getting caught up in our own shit, getting caught up in our own heads and just focusing on making money and get caught up in the hustle and bustle and on that hamster wheel of the big machine. And I hope that they can come out the other side and realize and put into practice what they learned and what they thought about during this time, because let's be honest, we're creatures of habit as human beings. And most people, I'm thinking, are going to end up going back to what they were doing before. Even though we sit here before this happened and bitch about how we don't have time to do this, and we don't have time to spend with family. We don't have time to hang out with our friends. And I don't have time to do this because I'm so busy with work and so busy with work. It's always busy with work. I hope that they realize that and make changes so that they're not so busy with work and they do take the time and make the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this is, again, one of those, everything is an obstacle or an opportunity, and perhaps it can be both, but it really is a lens that you're looking through. And so I think that people are waking up. This is a big period of waking up right now. And so I think a lot of people will choose to change their lives. People who don't choose to change their lives, the gods sometimes do it for us, which is what happened right now collectively, right? If you will, like we kind of got a smackdown, and I think it's an important global reset to come back. So if you don't choose to evolve and grow and go with the flow and make the conscious right choices that are for the highest good of all, that is where you get smacked down. And, first, like the messages come with whispers. Like a lot of times people knew, like, oh, I knew I had to change something, but we don't listen. And then you get hit over the head with a 2x4, right? Yeah.
Which is this exactly.
And so maybe I think people are going to start to listen more, a little bit more, and some more than others,
Yes.
And it's all a process, and we're all at our own stages and phases of our process. And I can just only hope that people have more appreciation. And I think we are seeing that, more appreciation for each other. We're seeing the friendliness on the road when you do have to get out. I think people are more patient, letting you move in front of them, waving, smiling. People are more patient at the grocery store. I think that this is the start of change.
Yeah, for the most part, I think we are realizing and seeing kindness the world over. I just hope it continues on after we all come out the other side of this. And I mean, hopefully that's soon.
Well, and that's what you do. So here I am not a holy roller by any means, but I think how we help people rise is to see them as well. So when we look at somebody who is suffering or not doing as well, maybe that might even be somebody in front of me in the grocery store who's in line and they're frustrated and maybe they're being rude, I will silently just send them a little blessing and wish them well and say, all right, guys, like shine the light here. And that's part of how we help each other change, is by being more patient and expecting people to do well, seeing them as well, not seeing them as broken, seeing them as whole. Does that make sense?
Right. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for being a guest and sharing your insights and a small sliver of your journey in life so far and as an entrepreneur, as a person, as a human being. It's been wonderful chatting with you. I've loved having you as a guest.
Yeah, thank you for wanting to have me on here. I appreciate you.
Absolute pleasure. Once again, my guest today has been Lisa Eddy. She is based out of San Francisco. She's a master of many modalities in the healing arts world, encompassing primarily beauty and wellness. My name is Brad Walsh, host of the Empowerography podcast. Thanks again very much, Lisa. I hope you have a wonderful day today.
Thank you, Brad.
Talk soon.
Okay, ciao.
Bye. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at viseuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.